we go. We got light. Hey guys, how are you doing? Oh my goodness, look at good conversation going on already. That's wonderful. Patty, hello, you're the first one in tonight. Yay. Kiri, good evening to you. Alicia, how everybody's how daring are you? Yes. It's like, are you willing to take a chance? I couldn't believe it had been that long. I was like, okay, have I done any this year yet? And I was like, no. So I don't even know what the last time was. I didn't go back and look at it, but I got this hair sticking up here. It was kind of windy out. So Caitlin, hello. I'll definitely keep you in prayer. Most definitely. The emergency room, doctor upped your meds. No more lightheadedness. Oh, good. Very good. Today you took 8 chickens to their new home. Ooh. In your family room? Okay. They could fly now. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So, humdinger questions. I don't know how humdinger they'll be this time, but hopefully they'll prompt some fun and some good discussion and everything. So it'll be good. You just get. Oh, I thought you just said you gave away your son, and I was like, my eyes are just not working that great here. Let me see. Get a little closer. You just gave your son a bath. Okay, you didn't give him away. That's good. Hi, Kathy Lyon. How are you? Have you ever had a chicken fly around your house? Good opening one, Kiri. Good opening one. No, I can't say I ever have. I don't think I've ever had a chicken. Well, I've never had one on my property, but I don't think I've ever even been in somebody else's house where that's happened. So that is funny. That's hilarious. So what do we have here? Oh, Kiri, that's a good one. Did you video that? That would have been fun. That you might have made a little money on America's Funniest Home Videos, you know? That would be great. Hey, Connie, hello. Hugs to you. Oh, I know that, Alicia. It's just, sometimes you're just reading through things and words your eyes pick out a word here and here and here. And it was just like, give away. It was like, no. So I know that. You've had chicken in your oven? Mm-hmm. Too busy trying to catch it and return it to the brooder. Oh my gosh. Yes. I am so tired. So that's why we're just doing these questions and we're just going to have some fun tonight. So we'll wait a little bit until a few more people can come in. But so Caitlin, you have barbecue chicken today with ranch. I had some chicken today too. It was all cooked. Yes. No, I've been putting in 18 to 20-hour days computer coding, and my brain is just fried. So I have one client that has 4 websites, and we're switching them all up, upgrading everything, updating them. And it's like, so trying to get all that done while people are still going in there and using it and trying to figure out, and then other users are emailing me or texting me or calling me. It's like, I can't find this. This isn't working. It's like, I know, please just hold on. It's like, it's still a work in progress. Just because you see everything doesn't mean it's done, So, so my brain is just like hurting. It's so tired. So, and like at that point where, because so many nights I've just gotten 4 hours of sleep, and it's just like boom, then up and having to go again. So I'm at the point now, so extremely overly tired that when I go to bed for, say, I have a chance to get 7 or 8 hours of sleep, after 4 hours, my brain and my body is just like alert because it's like, it's time to go, right? It's like, you're supposed to go. It's like, no, go back to sleep. And it's just like kind of wired. So it's going to take me a few days to come down off of that. And I know I need to, because that's going to be really, it's just really bad for my health to be doing this, but it's kind of one of those things, and I've got demands from all quarters of all of this. So it's, and they're like, oh, but this form doesn't work. And it's like, I know, it's like I'm still trying to make sure that the structure and the function of the website itself works fine. It's like, those are minor things. We'll get to those later, so oh, it's yeah, it's a lot. 80 meat birds, 25 pullets, extracting your mudroom. Oh my goodness. That's what you call spring. Oh, that's animals. Good for you. I've only been out in my backyard once this spring so far. We've had some beautiful, beautiful days this last week, and some rain too. But like today, it was 70 and sunny, and it's like I'm stuck in here. Like I need to be getting outside. So, hey, Vonnie. Hello, Christy Betts. Hi. Yeah, I really need to. So, I think I'm getting to the point where I can just say, okay, everybody can get in there and do the stuff they need. Things aren't looking exactly the way I want them to yet. It's like, I'll get to that tomorrow or the next day. It's like nothing super, super incredibly disastrous at this point. So it's like the one thing that's hard is that because the old site had been as it was for 6 years, and people are used to going to see, a certain menu drop down, and they're just like, okay, there's this under that, and that's where I find that. Well, now it's not there anymore. Instead of looking, they're panicking, going, it's not there. It's like, where do I go? What do I do? And it's like, there's notes all over the place. It's like, I have a site map. I have all this stuff. And it's like, just go there and look, it's like, I don't need to hold your hand. You're an adult. Do some adulting here and look for yourself. Figure it out. Right? That's one of my teacher's big things. It's like what is it? Figure it out. FIO, figure it out. So, because they're like, Mr. B, what do we do here? It's like, figure it out. Yeah, do some adulting. So, it's, but I mean, I get it when they've been doing something for so long, and it's like all of a sudden they're going in and it's not there. But yeah, yes, it is there, but it's like, we just don't want 10 drop downs on that. So we've consolidated some things, shorten it up, save some pages. So, I know, Patty, right? They don't handle change very well. So, but unfortunately, in the world of the internet, especially, and computers, period, but especially on the internet, things are changing all the time so fast that even a website that's 3 years old is outdated, and so after 6 years with this one site, I know because I built them before, there were a lot of things that just weren't functioning anymore because the theme was really old. It hadn't been, there were just so many things that were just not working, and so it was time to do that. And the look was old, and so kind of getting into the 20th century here with this. But the one they had before that, as somebody else did, was really, 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 really bad. So it was like, oh my gosh, it was like everything was blue. Everything was blue. I love blue. It's my favorite color. But it was like the header is blue. All the font is blue. All the buttons are blue. Everything was blue. A light blue background. There was no black to contrast with it. There was very little white that went in there. It was just like all blue. I'm like, so just to even get them out of that into what we had was a major thing. And now it's like bouncing them into the into 2023, that's for sure. So, um, you watched the funny horse, Mr. Ed. Oh yeah, Mr. Ed is funny. We become a world that wants it fast and easy and no change. I know, right? We looked up old-fashioned Thanksgiving on here, found lots of vintage videos the old days. Nice. I love the old days. I mean, it was so good. You're right, Patty. They will love it once they get used to it. Absolutely. And they'll go because those few people in leadership that have been wanting an update and wanting it, moving forward, they're looking at it and going, "Oh, this is so great! I love it!" Just even doing a mock-up and showing them what the possibilities were. They were just like so excited. It's like we've been needing this. So people have been asking for it. So it's like it's good. It's good. Blue used to be that only go to That's probably right. I mean, all of you guys are blue on here. All of my wrenches, so it's funny. But anyway, it's a lot of work on my end, and the last time we had to build the 4 sites, I was building them from scratch. Really, just I don't think the person who did it ever watches my videos, so I can kind of tell you. But the old site had been put together, and it had probably been going that way for like 12 years or something. I mean, it was just an old basic site. And what they did is instead of looking at categories and combining things into those categories, just like you have rooms of your house, you wouldn't put, half of your kitchen stuff in a bedroom, right? It's like, no, that stuff goes in the kitchen. You wouldn't put bathroom stuff in the living room. It's like you have these rooms for the things that make sense with them. The same thing on a website. If you have categories, it's like kind of put those together. Well, they kept adding pages and throwing them into all different places until there were like, I don't know, 300 pages or something in there. It was just like, oh my goodness. And so I had to go through, it was very painful. It was like I had to go through that site with the person who worked on it. And so it was just like dealing with somebody with just like spaghetti thinking. It was like just stuff all over the place. And it was like, oh my goodness, it took months and months and months. I think it was either 4 to 6 months on building that site. And it was like, it was crazy. It was crazy. Just trying to it's like a house organizer that comes in and sees everything all over the place. And it's like trying to find a piece here. And it's like, where does all this go? I think it would be easier to organize a house than it was all that information, because really it's just information, so chaotic and clunky. Yep. So back when Microsoft had their own web design program, can't remember the name. Oh, cool, Kiri. That's great. Program was discontinued. Okay. Yeah, some of them probably like Weebly or Wix, different things like that. I think Vistaprint has their own version of things. So you can go in and just say, I want this and this and this, and they plug it in and kind of do it. But kind of redoing a file cabinet. So true. His brain was not what I know. And it is, I know people's brains all work differently and everything, but my job is to put together information. It's like you have all these puzzle pieces, right? They're scattered all over the place. You don't have the picture to be able to follow it. And so you have to take all these pieces and then try to figure out where they go and where they fit. And And yes, to work with somebody who's got I call it scramble brains. It's just like, oh my gosh. I know it's funny. And I'm sorry if anybody has, no, and I understand it because really creative people and women, especially, um, our brains do look like a bowl full of spaghetti. It's just like kind of things all over. Where men's brains look like filing cabinets, boom, 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 boom. That's why they can do one thing at a time, and then they can get done and then focus on the other thing and get that done. So I think I'm kind of somewhere in between or a combination of both or something. But um, it's it is yeah, the people who are really creative, the more creative you are, the more chaos there is in the brain. It's that right brain. It's the spaghetti brain. The left brain is the filing cabinet brain. So yes. Um, you've been redoing your home cabinets. Ooh, Bonnie, you have just been going through your house. I tell you what, you have to put post-it notes for family members to know where a few items got changed to. Aw, you sweet Bonnie. Thank you. Noodle brains. I like that instead of spaghetti brains. Like noodle brain. There you go. You like chasing squirrels. I won't ask you if he was furry with 4 paws because I know he was your husband. You have a male creative person. Oh, yeah. It's a mess. Okay. Yeah, writers, musicians, artists. It's and we need all of the kinds of different brains. As we have to have those in order for things to work right. So, um, that would be great. Uh, so, oh, goodness, we don't have a whole lot of people in here tonight. So, anyway, let's get started. Let me see if I can. So, I'm hoping I haven't duplicated any of these, but if I have, let me know. Um, have you ever climbed inside a silo? Some of you may even ask, what's a silo? I have been inside an old empty one, but I've not climbed up into one or anything because I know that's not safe. But nope, 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 and nope. Okay. Um, because I know when they're full of grain, that's really dangerous to be climbing into them. There's I don't know if any of you ever see, and I don't remember the name of their channel, but it's a family, husband and wife, and they've got like 7 or 8 kids or something. I think mostly boys and one little girl or something, and they all sing, and they I don't know if anybody has looked at that, but they've recorded a lot of songs, and most of the things that they produce on their videos are of them doing their music, and then they sell that too and everything. But they did one song inside a silo, and the sound effects were just incredible because it's like when you go into a big empty bathroom and you're going hello, hello, kind of echoes around there. But in a silo, oh my goodness. So it's like, I mean, the reverb in there is just amazing, just a natural thing. So they actually recorded a couple songs in there. You listen to them? Okay, great. Was going to an Iowa, your uncle's put his silage in it. Yeah, you don't want to be doing that. Have way up high in your grandpa's barn to hide your comfort on top. Okay. The Home Depot had a silo with wood shavings. We'd go to the show. Okay. Cool. I know, right, Christy? It was just so fun. The acoustics, oh, amazing. And there you go. Thank you, Patty. Singing in a silo video. Tiny notes. That's what they are. Yes. And it has something to do with music, but tiny notes. Yep. So they're kind of a fun family to watch. They've built a gorgeous home. I don't were they moving or building somewhere else? I can't remember, but um so it's been a little while since I've seen a video. Probably, excuse me. Sorry, probably like 6 months or something. All right, Patty, thanks. So yeah, so they've done a thing. So his testimony, okay, very cool, very very cool. Okay, so I'm going to write that one off. Yeah, always be careful going into silo when it's got silage in it, like Patty was saying, because that could be really risky. There's almost every year there's either an injury or a death of somebody who gets in there and then because they can get sucked down into the grain that's in there and actually smother to death. And there's the grain is always kind of off gassing different things. And also, if somebody accidentally turns on the machinery that goes in there, that's could be really bad too. Yeah, you don't want to get buried, that's for sure. Um, the silo burned by your daughter-in-law grandparents' home. It was near the farmhouse. Yeah, there was I want to say 2 years ago, I think. There was in a family, there were, I believe, there were two for sure, maybe three men that died in one instance because one was getting caught in it, another one went in to help him out, and one was like a young teenage boy in the family. Another one was like the dad, and then an uncle or something like that. Very tragic, very tragic. Only like a half hour from here. So you want to be careful. You want to be really, really careful. So, have you ever had a cell phone ring in the middle of church or at an embarrassing moment? Like you're on a date and you just about to kiss and then ring, 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 or um, you're in a public bathroom you, and you're in the stall and all of a sudden it's just like ring, ring, ring. Hello. At church. I've had my alarms go off in church. If I have like preset alarms for different things during the day, and we just have, and I forget about them on a Sunday or something like that. All of a sudden, it's like, a good thing it was like church bells that were going off or something, in my on my phone. But yeah, if it's all of a sudden, for a while there, my ringtone was the dwarf kings, or the the dwarves was in the Hobbit, that it was playing through, and it was like the Misty Mountains song. So it's like you don't want that going off in the middle of church. It's in a public bathroom. um well, Connie, there you are. You are not one to be um totally bound to your phone there, so that's good. Oh, that's kind of nice. That's a nice ringtone then, Patty. So your phone rings, mom, 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 mom. That's cute. That's funny. Oh, CBS used to call you at the beginning of the sermon to tell. Oh, Carrie, that's funny. God filled every 3 months. Every 3 months, and they get you right then at the beginning of the sermon. Oh, that is funny. What are they doing working on Sundays anyway, right? Family doesn't think it's good, though my mom and my kids are just like leaving it home. Yeah, um I had a good friend who was at church one day, and she had not she had left her cell phone at home, I think, or something, or it was away, not in her possession. And she fell and tore her meniscus in her knee really badly, so she couldn't even walk. It even hurt to just crawl, and she couldn't get to anything. There was nobody else around. There was, and she was in so much pain, and she didn't have her phone on her right then, so she could call for an ambulance or anything like that. And so ever since that, I was just like, "Oh, I really need," because I'm by myself out here, and it's like I need to make sure that I have, you know, um, something reliable for me to be able to. This light is so bright. Sorry. It's like, I know. I just need to turn it down. Hold on a second. Somehow it got reset. Oh, that helps. I'm not blinding myself. Um, so I just, I need to make sure that I have something to, for protection or reliability or something like that, that I can use to call somebody, and in case of emergency or something. And um, so I don't like having it on me all the time, but it does help. So um, the mom rang at one point. It screams, "Mom!" Yes, the stuff is embarrassing. Ah, that's funny. It's like, I'm not listening to you. I'm ignoring my phone, right? It is screaming at me. Oh, that's terrible. Your phone will actually go silent automatically. Oh, nice. It knows when it's important, right, Patty? Um, okay. You want the pouches that are lightweight to carry your phone. There you go. Um, and then they are really the ones who are screaming, "Mom, mom, mom," right? Oh, neighbor 2 miles away broke her foot. Oh no. Yeah, that's so hard. It's so hard. You fell in the yard one time, got badly hurt. See, like a phone near. One good thing Samsung did with the Galaxy, it goes silent in your car too. That's cool. That it automatically knows. I mean, it's cool, but then you start thinking, going, how does it really know? It's like, are they monitoring my life that closely that it's like, oh, speaking of which, okay, I know I might be opening up a can of worms here and some controversy, but I do have a little bit of a soapbox about this one, about this whole gas stove nonsense that's going on. It is nonsense. I mean, first of all, okay, let's go. Oh, it's just, I have cooked on gas for 40 years or so. And it's like, I hate cooking on electric stoves. I absolutely hate it. Um, I use, and I'm cooking every day, and I use at the most, maybe 50 gallons of fuel in a year. And I'm cooking a lot, like I said, every day. And it's like, that's minimal compared to what, I mean, some people go through that in their car in a week, or something, but this much for a year. It's so it's just like, I mean, I even wrote to my congressman. It's like, I didn't write to my governor. I should have, but it's like, my governor is, oh, I don't even want to send anything to my governor. I don't want to get on his list, I guess, first of all. But anyway, New York, and I don't know if New York City or New York State. I have a feeling it's the state. But anyway, New York said, they passed the law that said we are banning all new gas stoves. So they're not even going to sell anything new. If you build a new place, a new home, you move into something, you remodel, you build a new restaurant, there will not be gas stoves. How many chefs would you know that would say, "Hey, I love cooking on electric. It's the only one I want to do." Uh-uh. No, chefs will only cook on gas stoves. They can they can regulate the heat so much it is instant on, off, everything. All the restaurants use gas powered grills and stoves and everything. I'm losing, you guys are getting into this too. And it's like you got New York City that is a hub of restaurants, and it's like all of a sudden you're telling all these restaurant owners that, hey, if your gas stove craps out, guess what? You don't get to replace it. And then their reputation goes down because they can't cook the way they used to. Um, it takes a lot longer for everything to cook. They're not going to be able to service their customers the way they need to. So, Connie, you've never used a gas stove, okay? Vonnie, you love um, Kira, you love your gas stove. Yep, stupid control thing. Exactly, Patty. Exactly. Chefs will rise up. They will have to. But it's like, where are they? In New York. It's like, I haven't heard anything about it coming up. Kevin Sorbo put out something. I saw it on Instagram today. And he said, all this is that they can't shut off your gas remotely, but they can shut off your electricity remotely. A control thing, like Patty said. It's a control thing. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. I agree. But anyway, it will kill people in emergency if they don't have a gas stove, right? I mean, you shouldn't be using one anyway to heat, but at least you could still cook, if you get a match and stuff and still light your gas stove. Exactly, Carrie. They still use coal or gas. We need fuel to produce other stuff, and it's like I say, I know I'm going to get into a whole lot of things. I hope I don't get a strike on this one, but it's like it's stupid. It's just plain stupid. The stupidity gets worse and worse and worse. Like Zach on American Homestead, stupid should hurt. His shirt, he says his best selling shirt. I'm not surprised. But it's like, and how many people are just buying into this, and it's like, it's frustrating. It really is. And my good old governor has made all kinds of bad decisions too, and will probably be second or third down the line now that he'll say, "Oh, that's great. New York has done that," and I'm sure California is getting in on it too, and just like, we don't need gas stoves either. And it's like, really, you like to go out to eat at restaurants? That's going to change. That's going to change. So, right, Patty? I know. So, all right. So, that was my soapbox there. Sorry, guys. I don't often do that, but that was just like, ugh. You're right, Kiri. Absolutely right. Our grandparents had clean energy. I mean, granted, there are like factories and stuff that needed to clean up, so there was not a lot of emissions that were, all that kind of stuff. But, um, what the kids are saying today, oh, we have to go green, have to go green. Our grandparents did that automatically, when they were living in the first half of the 1900s. They had very little garbage they ever threw away. They reused things. It was all glass milk bottles that they would set out for the milkman to get sterilized, cleaned up, and used again. They didn't have milk cartons out there. They didn't have plastic jugs. There was no waste at all. And it's like all of a sudden, then we get into this whole um, major consumer thing with all this stuff, and then they're like, oh, but then we can't be doing that anymore. It's like, well, okay, let's go back to doing the glass bottles again. Let's go back to doing that. But see, it's too much of an inconvenience for people. They don't want to do that. And there's a whole other agenda that's going on out there. So um anyway, I know. You know what? I'm so sleep deprived. I'm going off on all these things. So I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Have you ever been in a boat while it was sinking? Not thinking, sinking. I'm so sinking. Um, I've had to bail a lot, but it never sunk. I don't think. And these are just little boats, just like um, little motor boats, duck boats, that kind of stuff. But um, wind turbines have a short lifespan and are not recycled. So use a ton of oil. Yep. Yep, Alicia. Exactly. Here, your bottle bill is nothing but a way for addicts to commit fraud too. It's become a national story. Buy water bottles with their SNAP card, dump them out, and return for money to buy drugs. Oh, it's just like, you know, it's just gotten to the point, so degraded in the country that, in the world really, that you try to do all these good things and just, I know, not in a boat, but in a boathouse. In a boathouse that sank. That would be scary. All of a sudden, it's like, why is the couch getting soaking wet? Is it raining? Is it leaking? We're sinking. The tub is filling up. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. Same with solar panels. Yeah. You have drug cartel who are leaders are in bed. Yeah. There's so much around there, Patty. It's so much crap out there. So yes, so bailing out a boat with something you don't typically have in your boat to bail with. So it's like, okay, is it a baseball cap, or is it a you know I think my grandpa's old little boat he actually kept an old coffee can in there for that purpose. But it's like you stopped it before the house actually got wet inside. Oh, that's good. Oh my gosh, that would be funny. I mean, not funny, but that's scary. Sorry. Never had to bail a boat, thankfully. Oh, that's good. Am I losing people here? We're still at 9. Okay, got my 9 faithfuls. Dave must be out and about tonight. We have 5 cents bottles, so yeah. They'll figure out any way to do that, right? Okay. Have you ever done mutton busting? Or even further, did you ever ride a bull in a rodeo? We don't have any guys on here, so I don't know, but I don't know, the girls could do some mutton busting. Okay, Christy. Well, thanks. No way. I have not. I've been to enough rodeos where I've watched that, but I'm just like, oh, I'm never going to get close to a bull. But, and of course, as an adult by the time I did that, so it was like mutton busting was not in my sphere of things to do. You worked with a bull rider at Annex. You swear those guys are nuts. I know. Oh, okay, Connie. Mutton busting is, well, you know what a bull riding is when they in a rodeo or they get on a bull. They've put a strap around him in his back end area and stuff like that, and then he kind of goes wild, and the cowboys are trying to stay on, or the bull riders, I guess most of them are cowboys, but anyway, um the bull riders have to stay on for like a full 8 seconds in order to get points and stuff like that, and so all they have is like a strap to hold on to on their no saddle or anything like that. They just get on this bucking bull and these bulls just twist and everything because they want to get them off their backs because they're not a riding animal. So it's just like, so yeah, they are nuts because they're just like, I mean, super adrenaline junkies, I'm sure, like that and everything, but yes, they're crazy. They're terrifying. So anyway, that's for the adult parts. When the kids want to get into it, they can't ride the bulls or even calves because they're still too big and dangerous and everything. So they will ride sheep. And so they get on these sheep, which is your mutton. And so they'll get on and you've got a little 4-year-old on a sheep that's running out, and they're just like, hanging on, just like, beep, beep, beep. And then they just kind of like fall right off, into the dirt. But it's just really, really cute. And some of them will stay on for like 2 seconds, and some will stay on for like 7 or 8 seconds. But anyway, the sheep kind of just go into a straight um, straight line or something. They're not like the bulls where they're just like twisting and turning and bucking and doing all kinds of things. So it is kind of funny. um, you used to watch, I love watching. I know, aren't they, Patty? They're so cute. Um, sheep was released immediately, laid down to. I can see them doing that. The sheep is just like, ah! It's like, get off my back. He just lays right down. Oh my goodness, that'd be so funny. There's a good movie on Pureflix about a bull rider and a barrel racer. Oh, that's okay. You went to a vet once, and a guy was there with his bucking bull in a trailer. The bull was a family pet. Oh my gosh. Trying to ride a pig. Oh, I have not seen that, but that would probably be, that's a little bit higher degree than a sheep, I think, yes, because they squeal and they're not as easy to stay on either. At least a sheep, you've got all that hair to hang on to, all that wool. um, the sheep just laid down. Thank you, Patty. Oh, that's so funny. That's so great. Um, I'd like to know if Dave ever did any mutton busting. Alrighty. Have you ever um, skipped school or classes? I was a very good student until I got to college. And so the first semester it was great, but the second semester, because everybody else was skipping classes and still doing fine, and I'm like, yeah, I'm really tired and I just want to go to class, so I'll just sleep in. And once you skip that first class, it's like, yeah, it's a slippery slope. So, oh, Connie, you're so good. You did once or twice. You went off campus one time. Not much of a risk taker, but you had fun. So was that in high school or college? You live 5 miles from school. Was afraid what your mom would say. Your school and skipped work though. So in yeah, in high school, I never skipped class. Never, never did. We even had senior skip day. I don't remember if I left on senior skip day or not. It was like a day that all the seniors designate as, we're not going to show up. We're going to all meet at the park or something like that, and I'll have a good old time and do something else. A few times in you how you were being bullied. Oh, that's hard. Yeah. You never had that senior skip day. Okay. Oh, look at you, Connie. You're a wonderful rule follower. There you go. You're in high school. Okay. Yeah, it was just when I got into college, and I had too many other things that were. I'm trying to remember at that point. I think it was the second spring semester freshman year. I think it was okay, but then it was by the next fall I had fallen in love and different things, and so it was like, and he was not an endorser of college, so he was like, you don't need that class, and all those words that convince you, all that kind of stuff. So you loved learning. Oh, that's so great. I love learning too. But anyway, so when I went back to school for my design degree, 14 years ago, I did not miss a single class. I was always there early, like an hour early up at campus. Got all my assignments in on time. Got, you know, I did it. I wanted to do it right that time. So didn't go to college, just got married. Oh, those are the days we thought would never end. So true. Okay. Um, let me see. Have you ever been a clown? All dressed up, did all this stuff. I never have. I dressed up in other costumes and things like that, but not a clown. Vonnie, I can see you as a clown. Yes. I'm glad you had good math. That's good. For Halloween, okay. You've done mime? I can see you doing mime though too. That'd be awesome. Yeah. Very, very good. That is funny. Oh, for Boy Scouts, your son's troop and a kids event. I know there's, a lot of people who are terrified of clowns and everything, but and so to dress up as one and be like, there's no way, that kind of thing. But um, I was never afraid of clowns. Never afraid of them. Sometimes I was annoyed with them because they were usually men, and they would try to be funny when they weren't really, and just like um, being that over the top type of thing, and it was just like so fake, and so it was annoying. Your daughter-in-law's afraid of clowns. That is true. So, and you wonder really what's behind all that. It's some of just, yeah, they don't want to do things. So got this list here. I don't know if I think some of these I've done. um have you ever been to a U-Pick place? U-Pick place. I've done strawberries. I don't remember if I ever did raspberries because there's like raspberry fields around here too, but strawberries. Grandma, Vonnie, it was a U-Pick place, like like a strawberry farm where you can go in and you can pick all your own strawberries, and they charge you by the pound or something like that. So, or an apple, yeah, apple orchard, different things like that. Um, where we have so your dad's brother and wife are professional clowns at Morro Bay. Oh, wow. It's strawberries. I love going to pick it. You pick strawberries. Oh my gosh, the berries are so good. I think that's why I've always wanted to keep mine growing here and stuff like that. Strawberries, cherries, blueberries, and apples. Woo! I saw a thing. Speaking of blueberries, oh my gosh, it was, I don't know if it was an ad or what it was, but there's a guy going along in a blueberry field. So apparently they're commercially growing it, but other, I would think that they would have something more than that that they could harvest with. But he had this, it almost looked like a metal dustpan. So it was flat with a handle and everything, but the, and the sides came up in like an angle, so it could collect a bunch of them. But on the front, on the flat part in the front, they were like fork tines, kind of like that. So he'd go along and holding on this, and then go along all of the bushes and scrape up and lift up. And what it would do, it was go in and it would lift up all the blueberries off of the plants that were ripe and dump them right into this little tray that he was holding onto. And then you just dump them in the bucket. I'm just like, how genius! A fruit sweeper. There you go, Patty. You know what it was. Hey, Joy. Hi. Um, can pick strawberries, so you pick green beans, raspberries, apples, and peaches. Peaches. You get blackberries grapes at your house every year. Oh, fun. A fruit sweeper. Okay. I'd never seen that before. It was like, that is so cool. That is so great. Stopped at a farm south of here that raised pumpkins that people could pick. They also have an apple orchard and a restaurant. Yes. Oh, I know. There's it's probably about 8 miles or so, 8 or 10 miles west of where my parents' town was. And so it's a good hour and 45 minutes drive for me to get to this orchard. But oh my gosh, they have the same kind of thing, just trees all over the place. And I go and just buy, half a peck of, not a peck, half a couple pecks of Honeycrisp apples and stuff. And it was just like, oh, they're so good. They last so long in the fridge. They stay crisp longer. They're just so good. Oh my gosh, just so wonderful. To our Patty, that would make so easy. Do you know how? That's why I didn't grow chamomile anymore, because it's like picking up the little blossoms. That would be so easy. Oh my goodness. Oh, I might have to get one. I'm not planning on growing chamomile this year, but I've got a lot of volunteer plants coming up, which I'm going to have to pull because I do have a lot of chamomile left over, but that would be so easy because you can get all the heads before they start, even if you can't pick them um, to use to harvest, at least you can go through and get them to keep them from falling down and just and spreading their little seeds all over the place. So that would be so great. Yes, thank you. Your apple you pick also have pumpkins. I think most orchards do to draw in more people in the fall. It's like, because the apples are picking in the fall, so it's like, let's get pumpkins out here too and extend that season a little bit. So I think that's been great. You had a tea garden last year. It was fun hoping. Oh, I know, Bonnie. That was so good, so fun for you to have that. Um, that is, I'll have to, I think, invest in one of those because there are enough little things that come along like that you just have to, it. Well, you've got the little teeny blossoms that you're trying to pick and the little fruit. After a while, it gets to be a real pain. You're like, the first 2 times you go out and pick, it's like, oh, look at all of these, look at all these. And then by number 15, harvest time, it's like, would you stop growing, please? I've got so much. And then you just leave it. And then it's like all over the place, So, Sunny Preps, hello. Oh, oh, I know you do. You always comment on those. So I'm sorry that you're buffering and everything. There's a lot of weather going on out there, that's for sure. Jacob loves blackberries. He eats as you harvest. Oh, so a little note about blackberries. Anybody that I learned this from Julie at Heaven's Essentials, that blackberries are an immediate natural remedy for any upset tummies and diarrhea and stuff like that. So if you have that, always keep some in the freezer or something like that, and keeps them on hand. So you don't need many, a half a cup of blackberries or something, and just take care of stuff. So yeah, it's a nice handy dandy thing. You don't have to be running for the Pepto Bismol or anything, or milk of magnesia. That's one. So yeah, so it was a great little tip there. All right, we have 3 minutes left. All righty, let me see. I think so. I had a list going on my phone as I would think of things. And it's like I have to make sure that it's not on here too. Um, okay. Have you ever run a race or been in a triathlon? Um, did boat on the ocean? Because I know I've taken care of the rest of these. So I have to come up with some more. You've never tried kombucha. It's a blood alcohol. The amount in it is like a 0.5% of whatever. And it's just the natural fermenting of the sugar that's in there. Um, so it's just a fermentation. It's not like you add alcohol to it or anything. It's that little bit of fermentation, and it's very, very, very little, very minor. And I don't drink either, but I will drink kombucha. So it's yeah, kombucha. Kombucha really does help. Yep. Oh, I know. And time does fly. So oh, Sunny Preps, I hope that will be great. If I'm running you, I like that, Curie. That's good. So true. It's like otherwise, they're ready. No, I have a lot of family members. My one of my nephews and well, a couple of my nephews and their kids. They do a lot of races and running and stuff like that. It's like, go for it. Not going to see me out there doing that. So, all right, I will do that. So Johnny Seeds has it. Oh my goodness. I'm sure you could find one on Amazon, right? Had a professor chased up a tree by a grizzly bear one summer. Oh my goodness. You raced in junior high, Tori, at that. Ooh. Oh, that would be painful, Patty. Yikes. So, all right, guys. You have been, thank you so much for being on here. You've been faithful followers here. And this is number 199 of my live shows. Can you believe that? Been going live for 4 years, 199. So, the Terry Fox run was on the front page of the local newspaper. Boyhood was in it a few times. Okay. Oh, very neat. Very neat. So, 200 is next. Celebrate party time. I know I'm gonna have to figure out what to do. I've got a crazy week coming up yet. Still working on those websites, but I'll see what I can come up with to celebrate a little bit. Maybe I'll just wear a hat and blow a kazoo or something. I don't know. But oh, all right, guys. Thank you so much for being with me tonight. I just hope you have a great week. So take care. God bless. Always have hope in this whole dark world that's out there. There's hope. So just have a great week and good night.